Hi everyone, waiting for film school. We are waiting a couple of minutes, guys. Today we are going live with Ariel Martinez from film school, another one large filmmaking community. Ariel ran a lot of things, a podcast, a couple of YouTube channels. What's up? What's up, guys? Hey, Hector, how are you guys? I think Ariel is ready. I think it's some issues. Hey, brother.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Finally.
Finally made this happen.
Yeah. I'm sorry for too much delay, brother, really. But
All
you
good,
know,
man. It's all good. It's all good. How's everything
you
going with you?
yeah, everything is good. Strange times. Just say these super strange times, but
Yeah,
we are lucky to be safe and
absolutely.
healthy. So it's an out at moment. So
Yeah.
I just downloaded a couple of stuff for you. I just did a quick introduction about you because you run a lot of things. I follow you from many years, the
Yeah, that's awesome.
podcast. I saw you reached 170 episodes on the podcast.
Yes,
Amazing.
I'm uploading 171 now. So,
Hope soon one together when my English it will be a bit better. Hope soon one
yes, we need to
together.
have you on the podcast. That's great.
Yeah, for sure. I'm showing now the last reel of Ariel, and yeah, let us more about you, all your projects. I said that the podcast, you have multiple YouTube channels, one named I Filmmaker Podcast, one other about you, about yourself. And let us more, I know, but let us more also for the people is joining the live.
Right. Yeah. So Ariel Martinez, I am a full-time freelancer, and I just love everything about the industry. So that's how I started the film school account, which is a ton of fun. I wanted to connect with people just like you, and that happened quite a bit. And then we started the podcast. We started the iFilmmaker podcast a few years ago. Obviously, we're using the tools that we have, like film school, to promote it. You helped us promote the podcast a lot also, so I appreciate that. That was very helpful. But it's just fun. It's just fun being in the industry, talking with everyone, networking, and just meeting new people. And it's not really about finding more work. It's more about connecting with people. And not to say that I haven't had work, but it really wasn't the purpose for it. So it's been a lot of fun, very helpful, and yeah, I think it's really cool to continue and love to now do a live
Beautiful.
stream with you. That's awesome.
Yeah. Same purpose also on our side,
Yeah,
It's so beautiful to create new relationship and now COVID, it's creating more problems because we gone to some trade show, meet people,
yes,
people from the community, free, people like you with same mindset, same purposes. So beautiful what you are doing, what you did for many years because many pages channel grow and dead also. But
yeah.
you are going from how many years?
You mean the film school account?
Yeah, not only the whole journey as a filmmaker next with
Oh,
the
okay.
communities.
Yeah, so I mean, I started 10 years now, really. I started just doing video in general in 2010, and I did it for fun. I never did it for business for a few years. I did it for my church. I did it for just the pure love of doing it. It was a lot of fun. In fact, when I started doing it, I was playing football in college, and my original idea was to first go into law enforcement. So I got my degree in criminal justice. So it was a lot of fun. But I got this passion, and then I did it for many years, and a friend told me just do it for money, do it as a business. And that was in 2013. In January 2013, I'll never forget. So I spoke to my pastor, and he thought it was a great idea. So I incorporated my business, and January 2013 is when I started doing it for business,
as
and
full-time work.
as full-time work, and it's been fantastic. It's been a great learning experience. Great learning experience for sure.
Great, great. But the main focus, hearing from your voice, is the passion for
Oh
the.
yeah.
I
It's
hear many times also from Gary Vee. I try to follow because he speaks so fast. Sometimes I'm getting lost, but you have to love the process, no?
you have to, and that's how I started because, uh, one of my biggest models, I don't say it as much anymore, but I should, is never stop learning. Always
Yeah,
have that spirit of curiosity in what you do. And I was talking to a client the other day. We're shooting a cooking show, and we're shooting it with a relatively famous person, and which is great. They're a very famous person, so he kept trying to direct the cooking show right here, like putting it on their face. I'm like, people don't, they're famous, but you don't want to see the face. They want to see the process.
yeah,
People that are here for cooking, they want to see, even as something as simple as cutting carrots, people still want to see how they cut those carrots.
yeah,
And I'm thinking in the way of a filmmaker. So when I see people work, I want to see how they hold the camera. It's something so simple. How do they pull focus? How do they monitor their shot? So I want to see all of that. And so that's where sort of I love to kind of unravel kind of the process. And I love to see other people's process. Even though I've done it 100 times, I still want to see how other people do it. So it's always a learning, and that spirit of curiosity that kind of drives your interest in filmmaking.
yeah, yeah. We have so many similar thoughts because same as when we started in 29 maybe 29 2020 the journey, the passion for storytelling, to tell a story, to go to some artisan and learn, hear the stories, learn their process, and was so exciting. So
Yeah.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
There's
No,
some
absolutely.
question. I don't know if you want to reply to some question.
Yeah.
If
So, all right. So we have a question here that says, can you talk about how to get clients? I mean, the main thing I can say is when I started, I did stuff for free. I did a lot of stuff for free, and to build up my portfolio, some of the work that I did for free, the clients were happy. Not even a client, the person I did it for was happy. They referred me to other people that were willing to actually pay. So you never know what that's going to get you. The purpose of me doing stuff for free was not really to, well, I guess it was to get referrals, but the really is to to shoot something that I want to shoot the way that I want to shoot it. Um, all of my passion projects are like that, and I'll tell you, my passion projects have gotten me more clients, you know, than the stuff that I actually get paid for. So, films like Zion, films that I shot, my other shot film Pivot, and some of the stuff that I did for fun. I went to Poland and I shot a video in Poland over in Auschwitz concentration camp. That video has gotten me work. My clients have said that they saw it and they want kind of sort of the same feel for what they're trying to shoot. I made a I made a video for it's called Cafecito, me making some Cuban coffee that I love to make. That video was very well received, and a lot of my clients have seen it and they said they liked it. So the stuff that I do for free, even if it's myself a passion project, has
yeah,
really been used as a tool that has gravitated clients toward me, or has at least convinced them to sort of hire me, and they kind of see the work that I love to do, that I know how to do. And that has been a very useful tool in sort of bringing them on board, reeling them in, and kind of getting that client as a client, go from potential client to full on client. And that's been very useful. In addition to the making sure that you're on every single platform, making sure that you're on Facebook, on Production Hub, on Staff Me Up, all those platforms, make sure that you're on there, obviously. I feel like that should be obvious at this point.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm kind of talking about the stuff that people might not think about. Just do stuff. Just make the work that you want to make, put it out there, and it's at the forefront. You go to I think if you go to my website, those are the videos that I showcase, the stuff that I do for passion. Those are the stuff that you see on my website, not necessarily the stuff that I get paid to do most of the time.
yeah,
So,
because most of the time you push your passion at the limit when there's something in you believe really, and
yeah,
sometimes the paid works are for pay bills to
yeah,
keep going, but
yeah.
not always are the special feeling like a passion project or some personal project. You want to really show what you are able to do, what is your vision.
No, absolutely. And with the paid commercial stuff, it pays very well. You can make a living doing that, but you're not having fun in the sense that you don't have creative freedom. So you have to work with your client, which is okay. You're going to have to do that for work anyways. But the fun stuff about a passion project is the word passion on it. So passion is where you can really kind of let everything out and be as creative as you want to be. And at the end, you can put something together that you're fully proud of. And that is really what's going to keep you happy, honestly. And I think we had another comment here earlier that said that do stuff for free in the beginning. I still do stuff for free today. There's still stuff that
Sometimes, yeah,
even
sometimes,
today, if I want to scratch my creative itch, I'll do it.
yeah.
The video that you're actually playing right now, I did that for my church. I love that. That was so much fun. I didn't get paid for that. That's a fun music video that I just put together and I shot, and I had a few willing people that were willing to help. So we just all got together. We shot that in one day. I pieced it together. That was such a fun project to do. That's I would consider that a passion project. But it's just so much fun. And I showcase that. That's why it's one of the videos that I sent you, because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love to
yeah.
showcase that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful the message you are sharing today, because every time, also in the IM, I receive, give me a shout out, give me a shout out. People is so focused to grow
Yeah.
before starting.
Yeah.
Start doing something, start doing a portfolio, create your personal brand, start showing your vision, help people to visualize what your eyes see, because only shut out, grow, buy
I,
followers, something like this. It's
yeah.
not, it's super wrong. It's the worst direction.
Yeah. I get those messages also with film school. Everybody wants a shout out. But to be honest with you, I think I had maybe one project come from Instagram. One of my followers, actually, I'm lying, two of them. But other than that, I haven't really gotten work, like direct work from Instagram. It's just you have to put in the work yourself. There's no shortcuts to that.
Yeah,
But if you love it, it's not really work, you know?
yeah, yeah.
It really is not. So,
Or your duration is 1 year, 2 years, and you
yeah.
change work, change passion, because if it's really passion, you keep going, you never stop.
Yeah. No,
What?
that's absolutely going to drive your business because it's not very rewarding in the beginning. Like in the beginning, you're going to be struggling and you're going to hit those road bumps and you're going to be discouraged. Just continue creating. It's loving the process. It's really
Search
what.
new niche to find a new story to
Oh yeah.
tell. Something I did for years, corporate documentary and wedding film also, because different kind of works. and a different kind of experience. And sometimes when we jumped into documentaries, it was so easy because in the wedding, especially here, uh, 12, 20 hours, sometimes also days, super long event, you have to plug microphone to do super fast everything. When you jump in a normal work was so easy. So every work, I remember Mark Toya, the famous cinematographer, that suggests to start from wedding. Many people hate wedding. I'm also hate wedding now, but can be a part of the process. Every kind of
Yeah.
work, it's good to learn to improve skills.
But it,
Not everyone start from cinema, from a cinema camera.
man, I gotta tell you, like, even if I have nothing to shoot, I'll look for something to shoot. You know,
Yeah,
it's there have been times where I've gone 3, 4 days without shooting anything, and I'm like, it dawns on me. It kind of I feel sluggish. I feel like, man, it doesn't mean I've probably been home editing a lot for a while, but I have to shoot something, you know, and it's uh it's a like I said earlier, it's a creative itch that you know you that's how you know I think that you just love what you do. You have to love the process. And I can get home from a 10, 12 hour, 15 hours I've gone shooting all day nonstop. But at the end of the day, I have a huge smile on my face because I just love it. You know, it's really that fun. It really is that fun.
yeah, absolutely. There's some question about what kind of problems you face doing your project, the struggle during the.
I don't think that there's any shortness of problems. Problems are everywhere. So it could be from getting the right people. The problems to face could be from getting the right people to be involved in your projects. And if you do, find somebody to sort of support your projects, you have to be way more motivated than they are because nobody's going to be more excited about your project than you are. So I would say that's one. And if you're not as motivated, they're not going to be either. Um, I mean, another project, not sure, the opportunity, I guess, finding the right story, finding the right time, scheduling conflicts, whatever it is. I think it's like pretty standard stuff, but so a good example of this is Zion. Zion is a project that I worked on. I think I sent you that video. It's a small short documentary that I worked on. This is a perfect problem. This is a perfect example of a problem. Is that we had a story in mind when we shot Zion. The story was how good a skateboarder this kid was, and the story that we had written was that he's going to attempt a trick that he has never done before, and by the end of the day, he's going to land that trick. The problem is when you know in skateboarding you have your good days and you have your bad days, and Zion was just having a really bad day and he wasn't landing anything. So the story went out the you know he couldn't do it, and also at the time he's young, he's 8 years old, so he was like throwing a tantrum. He couldn't land it. He was being a kid, you know. So it was difficult to work that day, and we had to change the story completely, and we had to do it in post because it was at the very end of the day. Once we already got all the interviews done and everything, we had to go back to the drawing board and kind of change the story around to accommodate this new storyline, and we had to change the story. So that was a big problem. It definitely prolonged the release of that film. It's the one you're showing right now. So we made it more about the father raising his sons that are very different. So that's essentially that's one of the problems that you can have.
There are some questions about editing. Editing. What software are you using at the moment, and what are your suggestions about this?
Yeah. So when it comes to post production and editing, I currently use Premiere Pro. I'm a big fan of coloring. Obviously, the place that you want to be coloring is DaVinci. There's no question about that. DaVinci Resolve is like Hollywood's favorite editing software, I guess, is where all the professionals go to do editing. Like professional colorists, they are on DaVinci Resolve. Um, but the thing is, I'm not a colorist. I love color. I love playing with color. I'm not a colorist. Most of the time, my editing workflow involves me having the tools that I need for everything else, right? And oftentimes, like I currently have a project underway where I have to collaborate with five other editors. And for collaboration purposes, I need to stick with Premiere. It's the most
Yeah,
standard and it's more uh it's more in tune with collaboration in mind than anything. So for professional purposes, for even commercial purposes, anything like that, Premiere is the way to stay, is the way to go. For YouTubing, Final Cut, a lot of people like to use Final Cut. Nothing's wrong with any one of those. But the main feature that I need for my workflow and for that I can offer to my clients is Premiere. Never have I had a client that says, hey, we need you to edit, but we need you to edit in Final Cut or we need you to edit in DaVinci. It's always been Premiere. So if, I need to stay where the demand is, you know, so
yeah,
I need to
yeah,
stay
yeah,
where the money's coming from. So I was for literally like a couple of months, I was toying with the idea of going to DaVinci. I
yeah.
have the dongle, I have everything. I was gonna get a brand new keyboard with the shortcuts and all that. And then I got this big job that I was there and I'm still working there, but um, I've been collaborating with all the employees of this agency and it's all Premiere. And then in addition to like the After Effects and Audition that I use a lot, the dynamic linking,
Yeah.
it's all in sync. So it collaboration wise, it just makes a lot more sense to stay with
Is
Premiere.
Yeah, yeah, I have the same. I would love to start learning DaVinci Resolve. Not so much time lately, honestly,
What
but
what do you use?
Premiere same at moment for question
Got it.
of time of
Right.
opportunity at moment. Also to share same project with Rosella to edit ourselves. It require a bit of time at beginning, but I'm hearing a lot of amazing feedback about DaVinci. Also,
Oh yeah,
the
it's
tools
fantastic.
integrated. Yeah,
It's fantastic, and I would easily recommend it. Like today, I actually had a phone call where a friend of mine was doing a quick project, and he used to use iMovie, but somehow something happened to the Mac that I don't know what happened with his iMovie. I don't know the situation there, but he couldn't use iMovie no more, and he found himself editing in Premiere. I'm like, stop! You don't need Premiere. That's way too complicated. I recommend him try DaVinci. First of all, it's free,
yeah.
so it's much more user friendly. It has icons. It's much more similar to Final Cut. I told him try DaVinci. I think you're going to get that much easier than attempting to do Premiere. Premiere is what I
Is
use.
friendly in both system, Mac and Windows. It's
Yeah, yeah, it's much more user friendly than Premiere, in my opinion. I think
yeah.
DaVinci. But yeah, I told him to try DaVinci and see what results you get there. But yeah, I've been hearing some great stuff that DaVinci is improving upon on their um, on their platform, on their editing software.
So there's a big question. Yeah, the
Yeah.
question of the this era, this
Have you
moment.
been have you been during this time? I mean, in quarantine, how did you see this moment which we've throughout these months? I mean, I don't know if I fully understand the question, but I want to assume that he means like how has
How to
quarantine
go?
been
Yeah,
and how to move forward. It's hard to tell. I've heard so many things from everyone's going to go back to work to nothing's ever going to be the same. It's hard to tell. I don't think any one of us have ever been in a situation like this. Um, what I would say is, and I'll be honest, for a long time, people have said that it's very risky to be a freelancer. It is because if I don't work, I don't get paid. But you have people that are being laid off left and right, and this is nothing against having a normal job, but it's so unfortunate. It's super sad to me to see that happening. Um, but on the other hand, as a freelancer, I had a lot more because I have a bunch of different clients. Some of my clients aren't doing so bad, but others are. So I was still able to work during the quarantine. I had a couple of clients that were still very active, quite active during quarantine, where I was still able to continue to work. So a lot of people turned to YouTube. A lot of people turned to live streaming. A lot of people started doing different things. Um, but as a freelancer, I still had clients contacting me asking to continue to work, and it's been very helpful. So um, I don't know. I mean, I only assume it's going to get better, I guess. Uh, things, a lot of businesses are going to decide to continue to work remote. You know, I've seen it. I've seen it. I was working, like I said, I had this other editing job. Post production seems like a very useful tool. Start seeing, knowing that businesses are moving to more digital, online based information. I think it's a great opportunity to market that. I think it's a great opportunity to start offering businesses online solutions. Look at what businesses need and try to fill in that gap. So they can either hire you full time to manage their online content that they might want to produce, or they could hire you as a contractor. There's opportunities everywhere. I think that we have to adapt. We have to see what businesses are looking for, and how you can help kind of facilitate those needs for your clients, whether it's they put you on contract for 6 months, for a year to manage their online presence. I did a couple of consulting jobs also where I just walk into a business for 2, 3 days. I was with their team managing, sort of kind of helping them direct how to build their studio, put their lighting properly, put the cameras here, how to put the switcher. There have been companies that are investing in a lot of online content because they know that that's where the market is going. Um, look at real estate also. Real estate is a big one. You know, because the real estate industry, they're not doing as many shows. Like they're not personally going to show a house. Now they're looking for a lot of video content to show a house or a warehouse, whatever it is that they're selling. So there's opportunity. You just have to look for it. You don't think that it's just going to find you. You have to go out there and kind of see what's going on, and you have to adapt.
There's one guy from Los Angeles asked a couple of times, did you take your success to somebody? Please answer me. Hi.
Hmm. Did you, did I tech my success to somebody? Did I teach it to someone or did I
Teach, I
learn it from
think.
someone? Yeah,
I've
so I think that it's important, especially starting off, and this is what happened to me, to have a mentor. Have a mentor, somebody that you can talk to. It could be multiple mentors. Um, for me, it was my friend Ricardo Blasco from Easy Rig, and I'm not Easy from Extreme Jibs. I'm sorry, I don't know where I got Easy Rig from. So from Extreme Jibs, my friend Ricardo Blasco, I was his PA for like 2 years. Every shoot we went to, he's a jib operator. He owns his own jibs and rents them out on big productions. And I was able to be his production assistant every single time. Not only that, I made behind the scenes videos for him. He paid me, but it wasn't like nothing crazy. It was just for the learning experience. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. I made a nice little 30-second promotional behind the scenes video for him. I got to learn a lot of experience. I learned sound operators. I learned grips. I learned DPs. I learned directors and when to not talk on a set. I learned all that stuff. On set etiquette. I learned a lot of that. I learned his method. He's very organized, so he showed me how to be organized and how to not let people touch your equipment when you're on set and so things like that. Um, I don't work on those big sets today. Today, because I understand how it goes, I kind of offer a different type of service to my clients. Not that I don't know how that goes, but I decided let me offer a different type of service. My client that cannot pay for those big sets, I offer them a relatively big set for a one-man band. you know? So because I understand how that goes, I'm not going to just show up with a backpack and a tripod. I'm going to show up with a lot of gear, you know, and they're going to get a good service from me. So that's what I learned. But he was able to mentor me, and I was able to learn a lot from that. So I would highly recommend anyone starting off, get a mentor, look up to somebody in the industry that you can talk to and see how you can learn from. You know, I get it right. Currently, I have like two or three PAs that I circulate through. All of them have offered to work for free. I don't accept anybody to work for me for free because my mentor never let me work for free. So he, if he gets paid, I got paid. If I get paid, my PAs get paid, obviously, and you know, and it's a good relationship. It's a good relationship. You're helping
Absolutely.
people. You're helping people build their business. They're learning a lot from you, and it's just good to have.
Sometimes you can also build a new team for specific work, also with your mentor. Maybe you get a new big client and you can
Yeah.
call
No, and
them.
now it was pretty cool. I've been able to hire him as a jib operator for some shoots that I've had to
Yeah,
do, and that was a pretty good experience. So that was really really cool.
you work mostly as a one-man band, or do you work also with some mates, small film crew?
Yeah, I mean it depends on what my client needs. I certainly, you know, sometimes my client specifically requests an audio guy, so I'll get an audio guy. Um, but other than that, most of the time they ask me to do everything. But for example, if they want external audio, I have all the gear that an audio guy has. Uh, but I have contacts that I can hire to handle the audio. But because I own the gear, I don't have to forward the cost of renting the equipment because
Yeah,
I own everything. So I can keep the cost down for my client at the same time. I don't have to compromise what they're looking for. So I can offer an extensive lighting package. I can offer good audio, and I hire people to just show up and help me with the gear. You know, that's all it
yeah,
is, which ends up being a lot cheaper. And I fully understand how audio works. I can provide time code if I needed to, you know. So when I build my gear set, I have, you know, I keep
clear.
that in mind,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So I don't need a $3,000 director's monitor. I'm sure that there are productions that have that. I don't need that. For the amount of times that my clients are asking for a director's monitor, a simple $800 director's monitor will do, you know, and they'll be more than happy with that. But I don't have like high end clients like, you know, I've said this like five times already and like other podcasts, but you know, I'm not having Nike or Apple. They're not the ones contacting me to do work. Maybe the agencies that they hire are the ones contacting me, but not Apple or Nike direct. So it's a different approach in my opinion.
yeah. Are arriving a lot of question
Okay.
about first work, first project, how to ask money, how to step up the rates
Yeah.
step by step.
So so it says, can you please talk about charging for your work when people want you to do it for free? That's Could you talk about the pricing and the business side of filmmaking? I mean, when people I don't know when if a client wants me to do it for free, I don't then they're not a client. It's not a it's not a client, it's more of a favor. Um
Yeah,
I don't I don't think anyone has ever I do favors. Like I have friends that they wanted me to shoot their wedding and they wanted to pay me. They're not going to pay my rate. These are friends of mine. I know, you know, I know what they're, but you know, I want to do them a favor. And one advice that I would give though, if they people say, "Hey, I want to pay you," if you're doing something for free already, and they say, "Hey, I want to pay you," don't take it. Just because then they're going to feel. Oftentimes, they'll feel entitled to uh to kind of the work that you're giving them, and you don't want that to be the case. One time, I took like $200 from somebody that I was doing a music video for. This is back when I was still learning, and they became a nightmare to work with. So consider that. But in terms of charging your clients, one of the things that I started doing is I have a pricing chart, and my items cost money. There's some things that are just bundled together, like if you rent my camera, all the lenses come with it. For uh, I'm not gonna charge for each individual lens. Uh, but if you want like a full-on interview package, I have a whole bundle package
Yeah.
for the interview. Now specialty items are add-ons. The Easy Rig, the gimbal, the slider or the electronic slider, um, the drone, things like that are specialty items. That's what I call add-ons. They have a small price to it, and then when you see at the end, once they start adding all this stuff up, it makes for a good work day, a good job, you know. So bundle them up in that way. But like for the most part, my clients are asking me for interview and B-roll. So I have a basic interview B-roll package. If they're specifically, sometimes they specifically want a motorized slider, not a problem. It's on my add-ons list right there, and they know the price on that one. So yeah,
There's
let's see.
a question about this guy, Shiam. Do you believe filmmaking is a born gift or it's something anyone with zero sense of? We got the question, I think.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
not.
think. Yeah, no, I don't think that filmmaking is a born gift. I don't think anyone was born to with the gift. Um, I don't think that Michael Jordan was born to play basketball. I don't believe that Tiger Woods was born to play golf. There are some things that people are naturally better at by way of hand-eye coordination, by way of creativity, by way of they see things differently. Um, for example, when I played football, I played with T.Y. Hilton. Now, T.Y. Hilton is a very well-known football player, very, very good. We both played the same position, but T.Y. Hilton had a lot of natural talent. Like, T.Y. Hilton was really, really good, but he didn't, and he was a hard worker. He was a very hard worker. Me, on the other hand, I don't know that I was born to play football. I love playing football, but I had to put in work even after practice. I had to put in even extra work to be at the level of someone that was just naturally gifted, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So I think that when people make it to the highest level, T.Y. Hilton, Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, it's a combination of natural talent, right? Again,
and
not
a
born to
lot
do
of
it, but
work,
and a lot of work. There's a
everyday
lot of
work.
Right. So there's a lot of people that have natural talent and don't put in the work, and they're missing out. They're missing out.
Yeah,
So the same thing goes for filmmaking, the same thing goes for creativity. There's a lot of people that I've seen that just have a gift. I have a gift. Christopher Nolan is a perfect example. Christopher Nolan has an incredible gift of storytelling, of just seeing that shot framed up. It's just so, so good. And he works incredibly hard. So put those two together, he's one of the best known directors right now, if not the best. He's my favorite for sure. Um, but a lot of it is a lot of the hard work. Talent without the hard work is not going to get you far.
yeah,
And you can compensate for the fact that maybe you don't have that natural gift. I don't think I have the natural gift. I honestly, I don't think that. What I do think that I do have is attention to detail, right? I pay close attention to any camera movement, the shadows, the contrast, things like that, that I can then emulate and practice that. What I do have is the passion. So my passion is going to drive me to work even harder to compensate for the lack of natural talent or lack of creativity that I don't think that I have naturally. So I think that that's kind of where that plays into a role. So yeah, I don't think
it's
that.
to
Um,
balance the skills that someone.
yeah, yeah. So I don't think people are born with it. I think that people, it's easier for some people, but I don't believe in that. So
it's challenging to see ourselves in the right way and to find the balance between our skills, because I agree 100% with you, because no one is born forever to
yeah,
to be the best forever.
yeah,
What are
yep,
you
yep, for
thinking
sure.
about Netflix? Can you get to such success with
Yeah,
choosing
so
Netflix?
Netflix is one of my dreams. I would love to create a film and sell it to Netflix and see if they'd be able to take it and put it on their platform for a year or two and have some sort of deal. To me, I think that that is a huge, huge accomplishment, a huge accolade, and it's very doable. It's a lot more doable than people think to get their stuff on Netflix. But it takes an incredible amount of work, an incredible amount. So I think that that's where, people start to separate themselves from the average filmmaker to like someone that is really passionate and really focused on their goals and dreams. That's where you start to separate it. And I think that it's a great accomplishment to have under your belt. It really says a lot. Whether or not it came out good or not.
Yeah,
But I think that that's objective. I think subjective. So it's very it's really based on who's watching it. So
yeah. I just pinned a statement of Ira Castro. Hey, and
yeah,
agree with us. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
If you really want something, you have to take it. I definitely agree. I'll take it even further. You absolutely have to work for it. So that's what that take means. You have to put in the work. It's not going to fall on your lap. That's just not how things go. People think that it's instant, but
guys.
you have to work for it.
Before to stay so close to the limit of Instagram, I want to say again, Ariel has a podcast with 170 episodes with different kind of professionals into filmmaking. So you can learn a lot of things, because it's pretty impossible to reply one to one, and also to those are watching from a couple of minutes. Many questions we already replied, but you can find a lot of resources. And also, when you check people connection, try to be kind, connect with people you can find on our communities. Try to be kind with people with the same vision, same mindset, and starting collaborate. This is the best and fast way for you guys, instead to ask a shout out and something like this, because doesn't help, really, really.
Yeah,
So
yeah, definitely. I want to answer this one question here. They're asking advice for people starting out on freelancing. As a freelancer, um, learn as much as you can. I mentioned earlier, get a mentor, somebody that can kind of help guide your business, and learn as much as you can. Be polite. Have a mentality of serving your clients. Serve your clients. Do not be a jerk. People remember that. Any one of my clients, you can ask them. They love working with me because have a great attitude on set. Smile everywhere. Be super
always.
pleasant. Be super pleasant to work with, and they will remember you. And um,
And yeah,
make your
exercise the social media, but the passaparola in Italian.
yeah,
I don't know but your name go to one and one another and one another
yeah.
every time. The world is so small.
Yep, yep, yep. Be memorable, and the way to do that is by serving your clients. Your client is going to remember that you served them so well, and you made them feel so special, and they literally remember that. And I can't tell you how many times I've had a client just give praises for how they were served on set. I do a lot of direct to client stuff, and I accommodate them, and that's really my main focus. I want to use my experience and get them the best possible product, but really they remember sort of how they were handled and how they felt and how served they feel when working with you. So if you're there, if they feel that you're there just to get paid, it's not going to go well. Like they'll remember that. They
Yeah.
feel that.
Yeah, absolutely. They feel.
If if at the end of the shoot you're just ready to go, you just want to get out of there, and that's your attitude. That's not good. That's not a good thing to do. Be there to serve them. At the end of the shoot, more than anything, is that all? Are you sure? Like, do you want to try this angle? You might be tired, but hey, you have to love the project. You have to love the process, you know?
Yeah.
So,
What's your
yeah.
next challenge, your next project before?
So right now I'm mainly focused on transitioning my pricing model. So I just sold all of my equipment to buy new equipment though, to upgrade my stuff, and then start offering that up to my clients. So now basically, I'm working on a pricing model. It's not perfect yet, but I'm trying to kind of step into another level of working with my clients, and ultimately is to be more profitable. It's not really to make my prices go higher, but model my prices differently. So yeah, that's what basically I'm working on there, and trying to sort of have a more profitable future for my and I, future for my job. But I'm gonna make a podcast on that as well. So once I got
Yeah,
all that dialed in,
it's a key aspect because many
yeah,
people as freelance have many struggles to learn to stay into the process and also to sell. The selling part is
yeah,
another work, so it's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, and I'm still even today. I'm still not afraid to take low paying jobs. I still do it, and I love the process and understand it's a business as well, though. I'll still take low paying jobs that suck, but I take it because it's more money than you would have if you just don't take the job and don't do anything.
Yeah.
So, why not? There's a limit. After a certain amount, I'm like, okay, let me refer you to somebody else that can help. And believe it or not, somebody that didn't have the budget to hire me one day, not a problem. I still serve them though. I serve them in a sense that, you know what? I think I know the perfect person to help you with your project, and I happily connected them. But the person that I couldn't serve, they didn't have the budget. They referred me to somebody that did have the budget and was more than happy to hire me. And it was just still a good relationship. So consider that. Like, don't brush off anybody as a somebody that is never going to be useful to you. You never know when that big project is going to come to you.
Okay, there's a guy asked also before. The trick is there's no trick, is only available on iPhone. I
Uh,
don't know why, but on Android don't work in this way. The background, the media you can drop during the live.
yeah, I
So
need to do that. I got to learn how to do
that's all.
that.
That's all. I have also Android. I was in struggle. How is possible? How is possible? At the end, I was obligated to buy an iPhone to do that. So that's all, guys.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man,
So there are
that's good.
few minutes, and I remember at 60 minutes take
It
down the
cuts off.
live. So we have to save
Um,
it. So we have to end before it. Okay.
all right, not a problem. Well, let's wrap it up then.
I think we replied to many, many questions. Any tips for
Yeah,
people who want to start? We replied already at the beginning. Again, on Ariel podcast channels, you can find already a lot of
yeah.
episodes.
Like
And
a lot of these,
also,
yeah, a lot of these questions. Like I have episodes on all of that stuff over on the iFilmmaker podcast. Like we have full on episodes of anything from finding more clients, how to charge, how to serve your clients, how to price your services, how to answer emails. People don't know how to answer emails. We have a service, an episode for that. Also, we talk a lot about gear. We just love gear. So we talk gear on the podcast as well. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Our latest episode I just recorded yesterday with Julian Wakefield. He has a media company where he offers his clients a lot of services, not only video production, and we talk about how that's different from freelancing. So if you're trying to start a production company and want to offer more services, that's a great episode to listen to, just to expand your options of what you can do moving forward if you don't know. So,
Absolutely. And yeah, I think did you are running off? So I think we
all
replied
right,
to
cool.
you. You mentioned gears. Recently, I saw you bought the Sony FX9, right? I remember well.
Yes,
Ah,
love
okay.
it.
Are you
This
happy
camera is
with?
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It is revolutionary. It is revolutionizing the way that I shoot. It's incredible. And here's the thing. I said it in the previous podcast that I was on today. It's funny because people say a better camera doesn't mean better work. To me, it kind of does. This for this camera, let me explain that. It, it's it makes my work better because now I don't have to do 5 or 6 or 7 takes when I'm manually focusing, right? I can easily learn how the focusing works on that and do it in one take, right?
Yeah.
And then I can move on to get better shots, right? I can move so much faster knowing that the autofocus is so freaking good on that camera. I don't have to spend as much time coloring because the color is way better. Um, the internal ND, that's another problem. That's another thing. The auto ND feature, amazing. So by way of feature alone, it's helping me make better work. By using those new features, I can focus on other things like getting more shots, getting better framed shots, different things like that. But yeah,
It's good to start with something more cheap, and next, when you have more skills, jump for
yes,
the youngest guys are asking about gears, how to start, and blah blah blah. Because you don't have to spend 10,000 euro as a first camera.
absolutely not. I had a red back then that I never knew. I didn't know how to properly use it, you know. So years ago, I had a red disposable to me. I didn't know how to use it, so I didn't make good stuff, you know. So I didn't know the benefits of it. So yeah,
Okay, so I think we that's all,
yeah,
and I'm so happy this is the first together for
yes.
sure.
We're gonna do more later.
Yeah, yeah. So let's
Awesome.
save
Thanks for
this
having
live.
me.
Thanks so much, Ariel. Really a pleasure.
Awesome.
Was noted this live from many months. You know, I have to
Yeah.
learn more English. So,
Yeah.
but
No,
we,
you're doing way better. You're doing way
yeah,
better. You're doing fantastic.
and and yeah, thanks so much, really, and talk soon about new things. And thanks so much, guys, for watching. Remember to check the Ariel Martinez profile, the podcast, the YouTube channel, and in our bio, there's also our YouTube channel with some episodes like this one. In a couple of days, we will edit and put there. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you
So
guys.
thanks so much. Bye bye,
Bye.
man. Bye.